As an artist, it is hard to ignore the huge elephant in the room, the wide-scale implementation of generative AI. Almost every site you visit now has some sort of variation of AI. Gen AI, or AI as a whole, has existed for several years now, but ever since the start of the 2020s, its presence has been growing at a rapid speed. One of the most booming fields in Gen AI has been image generation, or better known as AI art. Gen AI works by scraping data across the internet. This can be anything from text to images. For example, a lot of social media platforms like Reddit and Instagram have been scraping user data to help build up their own models. Since this technology is so new, how it operates is completely in the gray. While some websites will notify you when implementing these features and whether you want to participate in them, a lot of times this feature will automatically be turned on and be very convoluted to turn off. For example, the art website DeviantArt, which already stabbed a lot of people in the back with their wide-scale promotion of AI art, was one of the websites who had this feature automatically turned on. This caused all the artwork on there to be automatically fed into their program without most people knowing. It took people deleting their accounts and calling them out to reverse these changes. Another example has been Midjourney. Midjourney is one of the most popular sites at the moment to generate these images. Around a year ago, they were blatantly exposed for targeting specific artists without their consent to train their AI. There were several spreadsheets of lists of artists living and passed on. So why is everyone upset, and what is this going to mean for the future of art? People don't take art and artists seriously. I don't know why. Many people think that artists are being entitled for not wanting their work fed into AI. If we take all the artistic terms out of the situation and set this up like a regular scenario, I feel like it's a lot clearer. Imagine if you spend hours and days and weeks working on your craft just for someone to steal it, claim all the credit, and gain something from it. This can be attention, money, or something else of value. For artists, they're getting their personal and professional work stolen with loss of income and even their jobs. I never understood this argument. I feel like it's highly insensitive. If you were in this position, it's highly unlikely that you would be happy with someone stealing from you just to get a benefit out of it. The main justification for AI art's existence is that it allows people who are artistically impaired to be able to create. I'm going to get very heated here because it absolutely baffles me, not just as an artist, but as a human with an IQ that is higher than a goldfish, that this is probably the only reason that people have for AI art. Art is hard. There is no doubt about it. It is called a discipline because it takes years to get to a point where yourself or others consider what you produce to be good. That being said, anyone can do it. Art is crucial to our world due to its accessibility. No matter who you are, what gender, race, class status, mental and physical abilities, you can make art. The word talent doesn't exist. Rather, the amount of practice it takes is the forefront. I will admit, some things will come better to others, but this doesn't deny your ability to create. You know why? Because I'm someone who personally experienced this. I've been taking drawing seriously since 2017. It's been a lot of work to get myself to the place where I am now, which, to be honest with you, isn't the greatest either. I constantly evolved because I practiced and exposed myself to media that could help me improve. You could tell within a few months of me drawing, there was some rather big improvements. The internet is a versatile tool, while cheesy provides unlimited amounts of knowledge. There are tons of creators out there with tutorials and guides to help you through the journey. There is no shame in using them. Quite a bit ago, we saw PewDiePie create a series about how he learned how to draw. Anyone can do it. I do feel like social media here bares its teeth and gives off the wrong impression for a lot of people who want to learn how to do art. Most of the things you see on social media is what people want you to see. You don't see all the failures or all the work that goes on in creating a singular piece. I recently got upset about how my art looked compared to others because it felt like people were producing these masterpieces without even trying. I was being ignorant to the fact that these pieces do take a lot of time and we just don't see it. Plus, it's also accumulation of all the time and work they took to practice and learn these techniques. It helped remove my guilt and it made me work harder. I've been seeing a lot of rather large art creators trying to cash in on AI, similar to what we saw with that whole NFT trend. And look how that ended out. A rather recent example has been Ergo Josh. He's probably one of the most subscribed art channels currently. He recently made a video defending AI and how it's not bad that he uses it because he's using it as a tool and he's not using it like those other people. This is not only embarrassing to him, but to what his channel represents. The only people who say that, oh, AI art is the future and it's going to help us artists are multi-million-dollar CEOs who will shaft you once they're satisfied with the current state of AI. He shoots himself in the foot by creating a way more interesting composition before he feeds it into AI, where it becomes a regurgitated mess with only purpose to look pretty. His first usage of AI was to generate this mask to be representative of the hair. The massive issue with AI is that it doesn't have the comprehension of how physics things work. When you're going to generate something that heavily relies on those physics, it's not going to look right. Yeah, you can go over it and fix the errors, but at what point did that save you more time than drawing it yourself? The final drawing, while looking good at first, is so cluttered with random pieces of hair that take up most of the composition, with zero flow. With videos like these where people are trying to claim that, oh, AI is a tool for artists, there has been a lot of discourse against other resources that artists use and if they're comparable to AI. One of the examples are 3D models. These apps allow creators to pose 3D models in order to figure things out like perspective or posing. Clip Studio Paint, which is one of the most popular drawing apps out there, even has this feature built into their program because it's heavily used for comics. Some people may use them as a reference, but most of the time it is encouraged to trace over them. So why do people not complain about this compared to AI usage? This is a tool that is specifically made for artists. First of all, it's not based off of stolen artwork. They have those stupid wooden pose dolls for a reason. This is just a modern version of it. Tools like this are supposed to help artists take shortcuts, kind of like what people claim AI art does. I feel like the whole issue of AI in this context is that it's specifically stealing from people without their consent. I'm not sure if this whole situation would be different if AI wasn't based around that aspect. There has also been a discussion on referencing and tracing AI to, take back what is ours. You're still using AI in this context. Tracing, while being a resourceful tool to understand the structure of objects, shouldn't be used to trace an image line by line, because that's stealing and it isn't going to help you learn anything. AI images are still underdeveloped and have a lot of things that are going to be wrong, especially if you're relying on things like anatomy. There are tons of creators out there who provide references for artists, especially for free. They will give you a way better start than what AI could ever do. There has also been this weird trend that I see a lot on Twitter where a particular piece of AI art goes viral, then every artist and their mother redraws it. I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like people do this to gain attention off the back of that trending image and so forth. I don't know how to feel about this because I see both sides to this argument. Is this wrong because you're still using AI as a part of your process, which kind of defeats the whole purpose? Or disprove that artists can do whatever a machine can do and better? This is proof of that weird gray area that I talked about before, where what's actually correct isn't clear. But I thought it would be worth mentioning. Since we're focusing on AI, let's talk about spotting images that are generated. When AI started becoming a lot more prevalent, it was very easy to spot out when things were wrong, especially with things like hands. Now, it has gotten much harder. The main thing you can do is still look at the hands or any delicate details. There will be multiple or missing fingers or things blending together. The same thing with like hair pieces or eye details. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm an artist and I've been exposed to all the trickery that is AI art, but I normally tell pretty easily. I feel like there's almost a weird filter over everything, with things being almost like greasy with like a slight blur. There's also a probability that you might run into something that you think is AI but is actually real. Yes, it is good to call out people when you see them trying to pass off these images as real, but you also need to understand the consequences of targeting someone who did not do something wrong. AI steals from somewhere, and most of the time it's from these artists. It's hard for artists to even prove their legitimacy nowadays due to a rise of AI speed paints becoming a thing for totally non-nefarious reasons. Anyways, this is all for this video. Remember to support your favorite artists. Feel free to even share them in the comment section below. Also, let us know about your personal opinions on AI. I'm Kzoid, and thank you very much for watching.